Hello. I'm going to start with a question. Get the viewer thinking about what I want them to think about. How do I make these video essays? Well, I start by writing them, like I'm doing here. I usually have an overarching idea of what I want to express within that video. A certain mood, a certain tone, a certain lesson. I usually don't think too much about that during the actual writing process itself, though. I usually start with a basic idea. For instance, this one. How do I express my creative process using my creative process? Well, first I just write, putting all my thoughts on whatever I'm doing on paper, or in this case, Google Docs. Then, afterwards, I comb through the piece to make sure it has the feel that I want it to, and also that it makes sense. Writing a video is very different from writing a professional essay. It's less sane, more chaotic, purposeful though, I must add. I'm an entertainer. When you talk like you're some scientist or actually respected person, it's harder for people to laugh at you, which is my goal. Usually with these videos, I have 3 goals specifically. Laugh, think, feel. I want you to have a good time, I want you to think about the subjects I present, and I want to express feelings that you may or may not have thought of in the media yourself. Expressionism at its finest. Next, I usually move to the recording booth. This can mean I record using my microphone at home, or recently, and in this case, using the sound booth that my school gracefully lets me use to make my stupid stuff. Recording a video is an interesting process, though. It involves a lot of improvisation in my case. I did improv competitions for a few years and even hit global levels eventually. Very glad that I did. It makes me very easily able to come up with things on the spot. Some of my best comedic material is improv. In the booth itself and in terms of technology, there's also a lot of breathing. I do not take enough breaths when I record. I usually use a microphone with a pop filter and a cover so I can avoid weird noises that aren't my own. Usually P sounds cause a specific pop that is not fun for people watching. Recording itself is usually just reading the script, with some nice flair and performance. I like to raise my tone and voice and speak with a certain pattern that I got from watching other presenters and YouTubers. It's hard to describe, but I'm probably doing it right now. This is me talking normally just for reference. You gotta give it energy, you know? It's a performance, it's about presenting something. Recording can go one of 2 ways. Well, chaotic as hell.
So Soma.
Somebody's wife!
God damn it, this keeps happening.
Or actually good. I love my friends, but usually I'd rather record alone like I'm doing now, or if I do want other people to record things, one at a time. More than 3 people in the booth at once, unless they're experienced, is really bad news. After recording, I usually move on to editing, if I don't procrastinate, that is. Editing, however, is by far the hardest part when making a video. It's not like it's actually difficult, more so tedious and exhausting. You have to watch the same clips over and over and over and over and over and over, usually of yourself, trying to piece it all together to create the experience you want for the video. A lot of editing is building a library of sounds and images and stimuli that you can use to keep viewers engaged. I really like this technique that I got from Pyrocynical in his long-form videos. Doing an analysis that you want to do while also injecting comedic moments, memes, game references, give it energy, basically. But I also do like to keep it serious. For instance, in my Soma video again. I left a large portion of a scene near the end of the game in the video because I just wanted to share that experience for those who weren't going to play it. I wanted a continuity in the video for people that don't play the game I'm talking about. I also wanted to show the scene because it was important to the point in that video that I was making. That being that the robots in Soma are in fact sentient, even if not the traditional definition of alive. They're still people to me. Maybe that's just my inner activist speaking out about robot rights, though. But the point is, I used the clip and some extra editing to get my point across. It's not a very complex point, but I wanted to explain it in a way that was accessible to people who don't study this stuff like I do, which is quite the task. In terms of software, I use Vegas Pro, which is terrible and awful. Don't use Vegas, use any other program. There are way better softwares for cheaper, like Filmora Wondershare is a great way to start off. It's free and easy to access and easy to learn. Then, after you have some more experience, maybe Adobe Premiere would be more up your alley. These are all programs that will get the job done, though. I could talk about how thumbnails and how YouTube itself works, but that's boring, and I wouldn't really have anything to do with the video creation itself. In terms of thumbnails, I will say this for anyone wanting tips. Burp. Keep it simple, keep it informative, and keep it colorful and flashy. You need to catch the attention of the viewer and quickly inform them of what the video is about using visuals and sometimes text. But you don't want to bombard them with stuff either, or they'll probably just not care. Well, that's about it. That's my creative process. In terms of style and execution, it's entirely up to the person creating. I personally take a lot of editing inspiration, once again, from Pyrocynical with his flashy jokes and quick edits.
Compared to the first couple bidding who will have no idea how much they're up against. It's like eBay, but you just have to type in random numbers hoping you get what you want. Wait, that is how eBay works. Shit.
I also really like the sleek, stylistic, emotional style of Jacob Geller's videos. It's usually nothing too complicated, but it gets across a certain feeling, and that's exactly what I'm going for. All of this is just about exploring other creators, borrowing ideas, and trying new ones. Personally, I think just getting out there is the best way to do it. Evolve naturally. I know this is a bit short, but a lot of this stuff is entirely personal and subjective. I can tell you how I make my videos, but I couldn't even begin to explain the stuff that goes on in my brain that allows me to make what I do. This is just how I've always been. But you should never have to fabricate what interest in what you're doing. People can tell. Trust me. Anyway, thank you for watching this. So if there are any up-and-coming creators like myself, then please, use this as a light framework and guide for your own project. I'd be honored. Anyway, have a good day, remember to feed the demon hiding in that one closet you never open, and cheers to content.